NASCAR Championship Weekend is just around the corner. You can see them all at Phoenix Raceway, October 31st through November 2nd. And of course, you can see that NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship race right here in our local CW7 Arizona. And join us here on the inside lane is someone who knows the CW very, very well, inside out this year. Joining us on the inside lane, he is a four-time United States Go-Kart champion, a 2015 Rolex 24 at Daytona winner, and the 2010 Daytona 500 and Brickyard 400 champion. Color commentator for NASCAR on the CW from Joplin, Missouri, it's Jamie McMurray. Jamie, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, gosh, you're so much more excited than I am right now. That is awesome.
Hey, I'm bringing all the energy. It doesn't matter that's
I like
8
it.
a.m. here, but I'm going to bring you all the energy because you deserve hype like that. You've had an excellent career. Now you're having a blast in the CW booth, and there's one more title that I forgot. How cool is it for both you and your teammate Parker Kligerman to still be in the hunt for best hair in the garage week in and week out when you guys are
Yeah.
just in the booth?
Well, that has followed me my whole career. It would definitely be right in front of winning the Daytona 500 to have great hair. So yeah, and I feel like you might be in a good run for that title as
Oh,
well.
stop it. Oh, stop it, Jamie.
Yeah.
Battery will get you everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
I don't got what you got, though. I don't got what you got.
Well, I wish people knew the lack of effort that I put into my hair, and that I think it would be highly disappointing to everybody to know what actually happens in the morning.
It just comes naturally for you.
Yeah, I put no effort in it. It's what God has blessed me with, and I just go with it.
Well, you know someone else who kind of has hair that looks as good as yours? Your son Carter. And he's
Yeah,
been in the news a
Carter,
lot lately.
I knew that you were not going to say Adam. I can tell you that because Adam has no hair. He is like a straight up number one. I think is what he uses to for grooming weekend. Yeah, but Carter, yeah, my son Carter, 15 now. Yeah, he got his mom's personality and his dad's hair, and I think that was two of the best qualities he could have got from each of us.
That's a good mix. And I tell you what, he's been in the news a lot lately. He's winning left and right. And surely I know that he's learned a lot from you as a dad who's been there, done that, and everything in stock car racing. But I'm curious, as you watch his journey that's so similar to yours, what have you maybe learned from Carter during this time?
Yeah, so I would tell you that that's been really fun to get to go racing with him. Like I've really enjoyed that, and he is getting to that point where he doesn't depend on me as much, and that's hard as a dad. Any dad out there knows that there's like a certain point where your kids kind of wear you out, and you're like, gosh, just give me a second to think. And then it transitions to they don't really acknowledge you anymore, and we're kinda getting to that point, but it's been fun with him. This year, he's gonna turn 15, in November, and, he's just kinda growing up, and so but it is really fun to watch your kids grow up, and he's a really good person, and I would just tell you that, it's probably what I'm most proud of. The racing is fun, but it's just been kind of fun to watch him grow up as a person, and he's done a tremendous job.
And I know you're probably at the racetrack more, but I was curious, what becomes more stressful? Carter's racing or Hazel's equestrian?
Yeah, so I know nothing about horses, and so I'm a great father for that because I'm just supportive and I don't know right from wrong. Carter's racing is clearly more stressful for me because I can typically see what's getting ready to happen before it does, but you just have to let kids learn. I mean, and obviously racing is a little bit more nerve-wracking as well. The thing about the horses is that it's really short. I mean, they're like 1 minute or 90-second shows. Even though you might do multiple categories, they all happen really quick, and I don't know enough about it to know when it's right or wrong, and so racing is significantly more stressful.
Well, then how about this too? I mean, you raised two absolute competitors. What kind of attributes as a dad do you think you picked up watching those two compete at high levels in their respective disciplines?
Yeah, so Hazel is super competitive. I don't know that she's more competitive than Carter, but I see her desire to want to do well and the effort that she puts in. With Carter, it's a little bit different because he's doing something that I understand, and so I'm a little bit harder on him, and it's a really hard balance because I obviously competed at the highest level, and I know the commitment that it takes for that. when you're 14 or 15 though and you're racing, it's not the same commitment, but I I expect that a lot of times out of him. So it's just I don't know, they're so different. I mean, a girl and a boy, the emotions, the everything that goes with that, it's totally different. And my wife and I, we always say like how lucky we are that we got to have one of each to kind of experience that because it's totally different emotions and just what it takes to have a girl or a boy.
Well, we will talk a little bit about NASCAR racing too, but first I want to talk about your other family up in the CW booth. It is
Yep.
so obvious how much fun you have with Adam Alexander and Parker Kligerman in the CW booth week in and week out. First of all, are you guys actually having as much fun as it looks like you're having? And number two, how are you guys able to build a chemistry? And really at Daytona, it already showed just how much you enjoyed talking with one another.
Yeah, I don't think you get to make chemistry. You either have that or you don't. And I knew that with Adam that we would just because we'd worked together so long. And one thing that I would tell you about Adam is that when we were doing Race Hub, because we would work together quite a bit during the week, that there were times during those shows that I felt like we were going to get fired probably shortly after the show because of what was said or how I don't want to say goofy, but just how loose we were on TV, and I learned that from him, that you don't have to be it doesn't have to be perfect, that it's okay to laugh, and if things don't go exactly as planned, that just kind of go with the flow. And I've learned a tremendous about TV from Adam. And then getting to be in the booth with him, it's we're genuine friends. Like I talk to Adam on a daily basis, and I think I would whether we work together or not. So that comes super natural. It's very easy. It's just like my friend is in the booth with me, and it's awesome that you get to work with someone. I mean, we talked about doing something like this for 7 or 8 years while we both worked at Fox. And so the fact that we're getting to do that now, it's awesome. Parker coming in, I would say he was like the third wheel initially, trying to fit into Adam and I, but it's been great. I mean, and Parker goes with the flow. He has a really good sense of humor, and he's normally the butt end of our jokes, and he's good with that, and so that's fine. I mean, it's been a really good dynamic between all of us. And yeah, I mean, like we don't there's no act. We just act the same way on air as we do in the lunchroom leading up to it. It's very natural, and you just kind of get who we all are.
And everyone's gonna get to see you here at Phoenix Raceway on November 2nd for that NASCAR Xfinity Series Championship race on CW7 Arizona. And for now, it's kind of the last championship weekend here for at least a little bit at Phoenix Raceway. But from what you've seen since the championship came here in 2020, what has Phoenix Raceway brought as a championship host that you've really enjoyed seeing here during this little 10-year championship weekend?
Well, I mean, without a doubt, the venue is incredible. When like not all the tracks are at the same level as what Phoenix is, and the fact that there's so much to do right around the track, I think has made it a great destination for not just the competitors, but for the fans. Obviously, coming there, it's really nice weather when we come to Phoenix, whether it's in April or in November for the championship weekend. And when I was still driving, my wife always wanted to go out there. We would stay up in Scottsdale at one of the resorts, and it was beautiful. I asked Christy to marry me in Scottsdale. It was just kind of a place that we always wanted to go, both times of the year. So I mean, to me, to get to have your championship race at a venue like that, in an area like that, it's incredible. I know that the summer times are hell in Phoenix with how hot it is, but when we come there, I mean, the weather it couldn't be better. And that venue, they have done an exceptional job of it's beautiful. I mean, everything about going out to the track is pretty awesome. So it's made for a tremendous championship track.
And the atmosphere during championship weekend has been like no other. It's so incredible to see you at Phoenix Raceway. So when we get there October 31st through November 2nd, is there anything you're most looking forward to seeing in that championship weekend?
Yeah, so I always compare championship weekend to kind of like the last day of school. And I think we all remember that growing up, how, it's a really tense weekend for the guys that are racing for the championship. But for everybody else, it's pretty chill. It's pretty laid back, and it's fun. So there's a lot of different agendas as you head into that weekend, depending on whether you're racing for a championship or not. But it's also fun to watch, the champion get crowned in all three series that weekend on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and the emotions that are tied to that. If you're a NASCAR fan, most of the drivers' personalities, and I think to get to see the highest high and the lowest low really all on the same day for those guys, because there's somebody that leaves there extremely disappointed, and there's three people that leave, at just with having career days. And to me, that's what it's all about, and it's fun as a fan to get to watch all of that go down.
Well, looking forward to being there back at Phoenix Raceway. NASCAR Championship Weekend returns one more time, October 31st through November 2nd. You'll probably see Jamie McMurray down there looking all fancy down on pit road for pre-race and post-race. Jamie, thanks for joining me here. Glad to have you on the show and glad to have you back here for NASCAR Championship Weekend here in just a couple months.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me on. I look forward to seeing everyone down there.